Hey everyone, it's Jodi here. Welcome to Practical Miracles, where I give you practical steps to bring miracles into your life. And today we're going to be talking about if things are not going well in your life, this is what you could do about it. And I love this topic because it applies. It applies to everything that's going on in our lives. So if you are struggling with anything, if you're overwhelmed, if you're tired, if you're exhausted, listen to this video because I got some stuff for you. But also, this is a live coaching session. So usually on Monday mornings, I come on live and I give you a little bit of tip, but I also answer your live questions. And last week we had so many questions. We had so much fun together. I'm on a different platform today, so I hope I land and get a lot of viewers as well today asking me tons of questions. So if things are going well for you, here is what you do about it. And there's two things I want to talk about today. One is change your context. Change the context of your life, because if you are struggling, a lot of times it's because the context is not aligned with your highest good or your highest joy or your highest ability to heal. And what I mean by the context of your life, I mean who you live with. Like, say you're living with somebody who is not good for you or not helping you or toxic for you or not supportive of you or making you feel very lonely because they don't want to spend time with you. That is a context of your life that's affecting you so fully. And your living situation is only one aspect. It's a huge aspect of the context of your life, but it's one aspect. You might be in a city that's difficult. I had a friend who was in San Francisco, and with the smoke, the context of her life really took up a lot of her emotional bandwidth, and she had to shift or take a little break from there and go somewhere else to feel a little bit better. So go ahead and write. This is the live coaching session, so I'm giving some tidbits here, but also go ahead and write your live questions for me so I could answer them. So changing your context. So you want to think about yourself as not in a vacuum. Who lifts you up? What kind of community do you have around you? What kind of activities do you engage in? If you don't have a sense of purpose and you don't have things around you that lift you up, that's going to affect your wellness, how you feel about yourself. If you're overworking, or if you're too bored, I mean, it could go either way, right? So your context of your life is really important. When you're not feeling well, take a good look at this to see if you could shift. When I'm working with people privately, we are always looking, first and foremost, on the context of their life to see if there's any shifts that we can make. Because I don't think about emotional or spiritual or mental unwellness as just a character flaw in you. And I know from our culture that you might have gotten that idea and you might be trying to blame yourself for what you're experiencing. And it's my job to undo and unpack some of that stuff because it is not helpful to you. It hurts you even more. So if you have a context of your life that's really toxic, a person in your life that's toxic, and you keep trying to change yourself or blame yourself because you're sad, you're going to get worse because that negative self-judgment's making everything worse. Okay, so the number two thing. So when things are not going well in your life, the second thing that you can do is change your mind. So think about it this way. Our mind there's a context inside our mind. So if we think negatively about ourselves a lot and over, then we have this negative context of our mind, and that is going to be a huge question. I just want to see if I can't see the comments or no one's making comments. I can't tell because it's the first time I'm going live on YouTube on this platform, so I don't know how I see the comments. Anyway, so someone comment. If no one's commented, say something so I could see if something comes up for me. All right, so changing your mind. Now, so the mind is a context. If you're thinking negatively about yourself, it's gonna affect you negatively. Of course it is. And what happens is we think negatively about ourselves and we think that's the truth. We don't realize how it's affecting us really negatively. We don't realize how it's contributing to all other feelings of powerlessness and helplessness and all the fear that that supports. So so to help yourself when things are not going right, you want to change that. You want to have more compassion. Check out my videos on compassion, or check out my affirmations program, Stop Negative Thinking with Positive Affirmations. It's jodieamon.com/affirmations. All right, so change your context or change your mind. And if you feel like you need someone to support you through that, I do help people privately, so you could come on over to my website, jodieamon.com, for some insight on how to book to work with me. But I have so many resources on there. I have so many resources for every level of your life. So come on, hang out with me. Every Monday between 11 and 12 sometime, I come on live and do some live coaching. Apparently, I might not be able to see your comments, but I'm going to go in after from my PC and answer you all because I can't see them up here. Let me see if I push this button. Nope. Maybe no one's commented. All right, dear. So how do you know which one to do? How do you know which one? How would you know whether you should change your context or you should change your mind? This is a really important question. One is you could use your intuition. I teach people how to use their intuition because I think it's an important part of healing. You know, when we don't trust ourselves, I think that's where we get really stuck. And so it's an important piece of our healing overall in every level of our life is connecting with that trust in ourselves, connecting with our higher wisdom. So you want to try it on for size. So you want to see, is this context a problem or the context in my mind that it's a problem? Because if we start to judge ourselves as if we have a character, none of these things are character flaws. Even the context of your mind, that we're in culture to have that context in our mind. It's not our fault that we have that context of our mind. You know, it's not like an inherent inside problem that only we have. But when you're in isolation, of course you think that. I really, really understand. All right. So I guess we're going to have to dive in deeper to how to change your mind, how to change your context, but you could get started because I have hundreds of videos on here talking all about how to do that. And so they are here for you anytime you want. So if nobody has any questions for me, or I deeply apologize if you wrote a question for me, I can't see it. I deeply apologize. I'm going to try something else the next time and see. Unless there's no comments on here, because then I know that it worked as it should. Okay, I'll see you next Monday morning, and I cannot wait. Now I don't know how to turn it off. No.